Yes, people, welcome to another episode of the Top for Football podcast. Again, I'm saying we've had a little bit of a break. Uh, Sorry for that. Been quite busy. But if you're ever struggling for the content, you can go and check out our TikTok and see some funny videos, mainly by myself. But I know the few that are going to get involved. But yeah, if you're ever wondering where the content is, go and check us on TikTok. You'll find us over there. We're going to go straight in. There's been a bit of Champions League. There's been an international break. There's been loads of stuff going on, but we're going to focus on today is the Premier League, the Barclays Premier League. It's not that anymore, but still. And we're going to go straight in to the Manchester City versus Man United clash.
Are you sure
This,
we can't focus on Wales beating Croatia 2-1? Because that's pretty
I
decent.
mean,
The hope's still alive.
I mean,
We touch on it?
you can touch on it if you want. I mean, well, what have you got to say about it? Anyone watching this that already knows, who cares, knows that Wales won.
Yeah, we did 1-2-1. I just loved how Jordan James absolutely bossed the midfield against Modric, Kovacic, and the other fella, Itch. Unbelievable player. Two big games now against Armenia and Turkey. And we'll see about the Euros next year, but anyway,
So
back to the Manchester City.
basically though, let's just touch. Whilst we've diverted the whole podcast,
Yeah, sorry.
it's basically a playoff for Turkey that last game, essentially.
Unless Croatia loses one of their last two games, but they've also got Latvia and Armenia.
Pash will be there in his Turkey
Yeah.
and Welsh scarf.
Yeah, shout out Pash, the only Turkey fan in Wales.
Yeah.
Yeah, but luckily we got them at home. So, if we can beat Croatia at home, then we can definitely beat Turkey. So, same again, please, lads. The hope's still alive. If we lost that Croatia game, it weren't looking good. But now there's like a slither of hope that we still
Could
do
be in
it.
Germany next year. They'll win there. Nice away day.
Yeah, on my 30th birthday as well. Group starts on the 14th of June. My 30th is on the 20th of June. And I am going if we qualify.
Written in the stars.
See you there, boys. Anyway,
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll definitely do a bit of some Euro content once we know who's going. You probably won't want to do any content once Wales don't qualify. But anyway, moving on. Manchester Derby, the big one. I say it's the big one. United have been quite disappointing this year. I suppose best place to start. Jack boy, how are you feeling about the Manchester Derby coming up?
I mean, they're going to batter us, probably. I guess the only, again, slither of hope, I've said that again recently, but City lost two games before the weekend, didn't they? On the bounce. What was it? Wolves and Arsenal. I think it was just mainly down to missing Rodri. I think they do kind of look like a different team without that fella in the middle. Obviously he's back on the weekend, got the win, won in the Champions League, albeit against young boys. But I think if Rodri was still out or if he got sent off again, then I'd be a lot more hopeful. But yeah, United can't see them winning, to be honest. So I'm a bit of a pest. I'm being pessimistic about it. I think anything like a point would be a massive bonus. But we'll see. We will see. I don't know what everyone else thinks about it, but that's pretty much in a nutshell what I think.
Last time you played them at home, though, you did win, didn't you? I think last season. So, don't get me wrong. I think the twice before that you might have lost, but maybe the tides are changing. I can't see anything other than a Man City win. You know what it's like? They do this every season. They'll have one or two poor results. They'll lose. I don't know how many they lost. Was it 3 games they lost in the whole of last season, and then for the rest of the season, find the oil machine, isn't it? They just continuously churning out wins left, right, and centre, and getting 3 points week in, week out. And like I said, they could be. You could start them at this point in the season, probably down in 6th easily, and they could churn it out and become first by 20 points. Do you know what I mean? By the end of the season, that's just how good that team is. I think, like I said, it's Haaland's the biggest difference maker for them. They were a good team before Haaland. Since Haaland's come in, it's a whole nother level, isn't it, of just goal scoring.
Yeah.
Personally, I think I reckon it might be a tight game. I don't think it'd be goals galore. I reckon maybe 2-1 Man City.
I think the weird thing is Pep's in his little weird phase where he's fucking about with the team and just like putting some players, not really starting them, He's playing with Doku, which I'm not saying he should be playing because he looks really good, but he's just messing around a bit. You just know that after January, City are going to go into that thing where they just win like 15, 16 games on the bounce. It's going to be City. Right now, they're not really in that, so United could nick something. United as well. They're in like a bit of an Ollie phase. Like I was reading about it, I'm not claiming it, I read about it, and it literally sums it up. They're in that like the Ollie phase where they're not doing that well. They'll win a few games in a row to get everyone happy. Then they'll lose a couple, and then before it goes really shit, they'll win a few more. Do you know what I mean? They're just getting by. The game yesterday, man, United, or maybe it wasn't yesterday, maybe it was Tuesday, but you know what I mean. They're very lucky to. They should have, they're lucky the last minute penalty save. I don't know. I really worry. I think the Sancho thing as well. They need to get that gone. So I do think it's gonna be like. I think it's gonna be like 3-1 City or something. What do you think, Rob?
Um, Hi, chaps. I've been a bit late to this conversation. Nice to see you. I must admit, I was knocked for six with the Wales inclusion at the beginning because I didn't know what to say. I think I've written down in my notes who the fuck is Jordan James, so I'd love to do that. Then I went off on this really depressive spiral because I remember I got a New England top like a week ago. It's like one of the long sleeve grey ones. Forgot I didn't wear it, so they're going through some shit over here. But to build on what you guys have been saying, it's inevitable City are going to win, I would say, 14 out of 15 games at some point this season. So let's factor that in. And they're definitely not going to add any more losses in this quick succession to their recent ones. So I just think I'm not that excited about this. You know what I mean? All these games we've looked, this is obviously a very big game, and we've looked at other big games. This isn't getting my heart racing. 3:30 on a Sunday, weird time. Let's have that said. I just think it's going to be maybe a 1-0 or a 2-1 Man City. I don't know. I imagine it might have something to do with Manchester Metropolitan Police, but
yeah, true.
But win for City, relative ease. Even though I do think there are some bright sparks in United to a degree. Sort of the ones who've sort of kept their head down as opposed to being the headlines. But I think we'll probably move on to stuff like that in a few minutes. But yeah, I think a close City win.
Yeah, definitely. Right. Should we do a quick little prediction scores, and then I know we've got some juicy combined teams you want to get into, for the players. So I'm going to go first. Like I said already, 3-1 City, 100%. Well, not 100% going to happen, but City are definitely going to win by a couple.
Yeah, it's 2-1 for me. I reckon. 2-1. I think Maguire might get the one goal for United back in form. We haven't spoke about him. We haven't bigged him up. To be fair to him, coming back from the clutches of hell and winning the game this week as well in the Champions League. I bet Jack's chuffed, like.
I was just about to bring him up. To be fair, as long as Maguire and Onana start, we're winning, hands down.
I tell you where Maguire starts. He starts in Rob's fucking combined 11. That's
let's have it straight.
Spoiler alert.
Nave saying the words we haven't bigged him up. You might want to rewatch an episode of the full podcast, young man, because things have been said.
All right, what do you reckon, Rob? Prediction?
I think I agree with you there, Nave. I think 2-1 is what I would have. I think a 1-0 or 2-1, but I'm going to put my eggs in the 2-1 basket, I think.
We'll see.
I think if it starts real bad, it could be a 4-5-0. I honestly think it could be.
Do you think it could be another mass exodus of Old Trafford?
Yeah.
I don't see that personally, but
I think it could happen, but realistically, I think it's going to be like a 3-1 to City. I agree with James, but
there we go.
The only final thing is that the thing is with United is that it feels like we haven't really had any consistency at the back, and against a team like City, and he hasn't been mentioned yet, but I actually think the bigger threat this season is Julian Alvarez. And I think he's going to cause some issues at the back. To see who Eric Ten Hag goes with. Dallow's been playing all right. Maguire's had a bit of a comeback. Varane's now back, so we'll see. Reguilon's back. I imagine that's going to be the back four. I imagine, but we will soon see. But yeah, City 3-1. As much as I hate to say it, but that's what I'm going to go with.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, and I'm sure we're all going to watch the game anyway on Sunday. And we can dissect it for a little bit next week. So moving on, we got combined 11s. We love a combined 11 here on the Top Four Football Podcast. It's a great time filler. So we've got. I'm gonna go first because normally I go last, so I'm gonna go first this week. Just to, I don't really look. We're all just gonna pick the best 11. What we think is best 11 out of them. But what makes it interesting is Pep changing his team all the time. You've already touched on it, York. United's back. United's injuries in certain areas. So I think it'll be interesting. At first, I thought we shouldn't do this, but it'd be interesting to see the variation on the team. So I'm gonna go.
Also,
Edison.
before you start, we should have carried this earlier, and we've done said this before. Is this on paper or on form? How has everyone approached this?
I think it's got
on
to be.
paper.
I think it's got. I think the best way to describe it is if you're playing the Champions League final tomorrow and you want to win the game, who are you picking combined 11 out of this team? So it's current.
No injuries then. Yeah, no
It's
injuries.
I think injuries, you got to be a little bit. If they're out injured properly, that you can still pick them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've kind of done mine on paper, but
if they've come back from injury and been playing 6 months and they're on bad form, then that's who you're picking. You're picking a bad form player. Do you know what I mean? So, does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, Edison in goal. I'll be shocked if anyone's not picked him.
Scott Carson.
I was thinking Scott Carson as well. I was going to so Edison in goal, right back. I mean, it's got to be Kyle Walker, absolute baller. Ruben Diaz in defence. Now this is where the variation is going to start beginning. I've gone for Guardiola. I hope I said his name right. I probably butchered it.
No, you were Guardiola.
I think he's done really well this year. I think he looks mint. I think he's going to be a player for 3 years. And then left back, I've gone for Luke Shaw because I do think that he's one of the few United players where if he was 100% fit and on form, you might get into the City team. I think Pep would like him. So there's Luke Shaw. In midfield, Rodri. I nearly forgot about him. At first I had Casemiro and then I was thinking, who am I missing? But it's got to be Rodri. Kevin De Bruyne, Bruno Fernandes as a 3 midfield. And then up front, down the middle, Haaland. On the right, the boy wizard, Phil Foden. And then on the left, one of England's finest, absolute role model, Jack Grealish on the left. So, I'm telling you right now, before we get into the whole debate of it, Jack Grealish, right? Him and Haaland cooked together. They got that link-up play. They're going to do well. He's doing that thing, Pepper. He's acting like he's annoyed with him that he partied too much in the summer. But trust me, last few months of the season, Jackie Grealish is going to be a boy for Man City. Who wants to go next then?
I'd like to go next.
Okay, here we go.
I've got Edison in goal. I've got Kyle Walker in right back. Centre back, I do have Diaz, and I also do have Harry Maguire. Go on, get out your system. So you're going to say, man of the match before.
Picked on form. Picked on form.
Well, but form or legacy, mate. You pick one. Same answer.
Legacy.
He's got a good England legacy.
He is the best English player of my generation.
I didn't even realize laughing. I've literally said that on a different podcast.
that was my impression of you.
Just turn that. I closed my eyes. I thought it was Rob for a second.
It was uncanny. It was uncanny. I've put Gavardio left back. Interesting decision for you, James, to put him centre back because I think he's played left back. I think he's only played centre back twice this year, going off the statistics of the website I looked at. One of which was the loss in the.
Yeah, but he is a centre back. He's only playing. He's playing left. He's playing left centre back. He's playing left back in Pep's thing. Left back for City is like the centre back for any other team.
Sort of, yeah, sort of. I actually put brackets Ake because when Ake played left back last year, I thought it was bloody brilliant. But I only took him. I didn't put him in because he actually played less games than I realised. He played about a dozen games left back last year, and I must have just happened to catch them and think that was all season. But I thought he was great. But he's not. I put Gavardio in. Kevin De Bruyne and Rodri as CDMs. Attacking mids. I'm going left to right. Grealish, Alvarez. I'm going to stick Bernardo Silva in there on the right. Potentially, you might disagree with that. He's played in 3 different positions this year, Bernardo Silva, so he's an everyman. And is it even worth discussing? I'm putting Haaland up top.
So you're playing a 4-2-3-1.
3-1.
Yeah.
Okay.
FIFA
Yeah,
finest.
that's like a FIFA 13 formation. I rate it.
Favorite FIFA formation. Yeah.
I'm not too disappointed with that. I'm not big on. I feel like Bernardo Silva doesn't get in the combined 11. He's obviously.
Well, I had Foden in, but I did only put Foden in because he was English. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I really like Bernardo Silva. I think he's very consistent. And he does the job all over the pitch. So yeah, he's in it for me.
So how many United players have you got there?
One, Harry
Two.
Maguire.
And Bruno.
The what?
I don't have Bruno. I think Bruno.
So,
I like
so
Bruno.
sorry, just go again. Who are your three attacking midfielders?
Grealish, Alvarez, Bernardo Silva.
Who have you got behind him? Rodri and
We can just rewind it if you want.
Rodri and
Bruno.
Rodri. No, Rodri and
De Bruyne. De Bruyne. Yeah,
De Bruyne.
sorry. I said
Yeah,
Bruno
fair.
for some reason.
So you've just gone all City plus Maguire. I mean, I rate it. I mean, it's realistic.
I think.
I think he'd do well in that team, personally.
Who Maguire? This could have been
the
City team in an alternate reality. I mean, they wanted him.
Right then.
You should have got him. I'll go if you want.
Okay.
It'd be nice to leave Jack till last. Being a United fan,
the right one.
Yeah, just to be fair, boys, it's very much City dominant as well, like very similar to everyone else's. Let's go for Edson in goals. I'm surprised no one said John Stones, to be honest, but that's me picking him over Kyle Walker in right back. I just like John Stones, so I'll stick him in. He has played centre back. Let's stick him at centre back with Kyle Walker, right back. Diaz there as well. I don't know where it is. Even though I'm a Liverpool fan, I do like Luke Shaw as a player, and I think he would be quite good in that Man City team. So I want to put Luke Shaw at left back. Best case scenario. Rodri edges it over Casemiro for me. I think he's much more of an impact player at that CDM role. For me, I would have Fernandes and De Bruyne then. Again, Fernandes is just a great player for United. Probably the best player for them. And then going up top, you'd be mad not to have Haaland, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go for Foden. And why not? Just to mix things up, I'll go for Rashford on the left. I will. Rashford as of last season.
You are meant to create the illusion to the listeners that you've planned this. It's not just meant to look like.
Did it not sound like I planned it?
You did well for the first 6 players. It's like you were looking at your laptop, looking at your notes, and then it looks like you just. It's like you just flipped the coin for Rashford at the end.
Yeah, I was like, I do want Alvarez, and then I thought I won't give a whole bias. So
I reckon if I ask you to repeat,
let's give United a break.
I reckon if I ask you to repeat in the team now, you come out with a different team.
No, but go for it.
Probably.
Go on. Edson, Walker, Stones, Diaz, Luke Shaw, Rodri, Fernandes, De Bruyne, Foden, Haaland, and the man who feeds kids, Rashford.
Very good.
Yeah, no, that's written. That is written down on my hand.
It's not a bad team, to be fair. I just realised I forgot about John Stones. So I'm going to get pulled out for that.
Yeah, Johnson, you can't leave him out, can you? He's an incredible player when he's fit for City.
Yeah,
like he's hard to leave out, and he's very reliable as well.
Very, very good. I think let's go for you then, Jack. Let's see the United players. How many of you can fit in?
There is one that hasn't been mentioned yet. Edison, Walker, Ruben Diaz. But next Ruben Diaz, I've gone with Varane.
That stinks.
I just can't look past him, bro.
We just dropped this fucking. You put Varane in a combined team as well for
he's
something else.
You need that experience. He's 5 times Champions League winner. You need that stability next to bro.
He's not that guy anymore, man.
He might not be the guy now, but on paper he is. Yeah. If I'm setting up this team, I'm giving him a shirt. He's on the pitch. Go do your thing, man. Then I got Luke Shaw next to him. Again, if fully fit and on form, undeniably, really, I think he has to be in there. Just in front of them, I got Rodri. It was tough to pick him over Casemiro, but Even though Rodri loves a red card, I can't. So does Casemiro. So they're both the same risk. But I
He's
just
had a
think
few, haven't he? He's had more red cards at United than he ever did for Real Madrid.
oh yeah,
in a
but
short space
he's
of
on
time.
a tear. Like, so I got Rodri in front of them two. I got Bruno and KDB. It's kind of like two number 10s pivoting, doing their thing. Front three, gone Haaland, Rashford, and I've stuck Julian Alvarez out on the right because that man can ball.
Great
So
player.
Edison, Walker, Diaz, Varane, Shaw, Rodri, Bruno, KDB, Rashford, Haaland, Alvarez. I
It's
don't
not that
think
bad. It's not
as
that
much
bad.
as much as I rate Bernardo Silva, nowhere near. I don't think he shouldn't even be in the conversation. And Grealish, like Doku's taking a spot, man. Like he's fully taking a spot. Yeah, towards the end of last season he was good, but again, I just don't think he's even in the conversation. Jack Grealish, I don't think he's like when you look at the contributions, he does play Pep style well, but if you look at the stats and the goals and assists, I don't think he contributes that much. He had a really good 2 or 3 seasons, like in the third quarter last year, 2 or 3 months, sorry. But I just think in terms of contributions, Rashford, if he's playing and he's playing well, that man can stick a goal in. Do you know what I mean? And when he's got KDB and Bruno already feeding him in, I just think it's a no-brainer. So, your reaction when they said it, I was a bit like, when you think about it, though, I think Rashford deserves the spot.
He does, yeah. I think so.
How does Rashford deserve a spot? And he scored 1 league goal this year.
Yeah, I'm talking about paper, bro. I said earlier. I said on paper, if he's on fire.
We're talking about football.
You asked
how
me.
many did he score last season? Have you seen the team he's playing in?
You asked me what's the criteria for the team.
And I didn't do it on that. I did it on paper. That's what I said earlier.
Why did you ask me? Why did you ask me what the criteria was if you're just going to put your pick?
Because I wanted to avoid.
Anyway.
I wanted to clear up any confusion that mine was going to be on paper.
So yours on paper. All right.
Next time you need to be consistent. But Rashy all day. Even I still take him now. I think actually, to your point, Grealish hasn't even put his boots on the pitch, so I'm still taking Rashford.
Yeah. So people, you can have a little look at the teams. We'll post it on the Instagram. Do a little poll. See what the winners think. And yeah, a few variations in there. Yeah, I still can't believe you picked Varane. No, what? Right? If you let's just go on the Varane thing, right? If you went to the average football fan and you said name your top 10 centre backs in the Prem, no one outside Man United fans are picking Varane.
United and FIFA.
Do you know what I mean?
We'll put Varane.
Rashford, I can see why. Bruno, obviously, I picked him, but Varane, I'm not even going to talk about Maguire, but Varane, like that's a joke.
I'm surprised that you feel that strongly about it.
He's literally just not.
You need
like,
to put some respect on Raphael Varane's name.
Do you remember how long other teams were linked with Varane and like how excited they were when he came, and he's just been. Anyway,
he's been all right.
Anyway, right, we're moving on.
Yeah,
moving on. People can.
This is why I love the combined 11s.
Just to finish up, before we go, the news which has been dominating the world of football in the last week or two. I've forgotten his first name, which is poor for the podcast, but Tonali. Sandro Tonali, of course, of Newcastle. Record signing this summer. I think it was record signing. And confirmation, Milan. Been done for the old betting. It's come out today. 10-month ban confirmed. Just a sort of, has anyone got any sort of thoughts they want to pick on that? I mean, what I think is obviously clear to point out is that AC Milan definitely knew it was coming. And the Mafia can come and get me for saying that. But they 100% knew about that. And just thought, how do we make some money? I know. Let's get him sold off quick to the Saudi team before the ban comes in. And my evidence for that is very simple. Tony, how long was that investigation for?
Went on for months, didn't it?
How long is other investigations for?
Like a week.
And then this
just come out. Yeah, just come out.
This one's only been like a week, and it only came out.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And then now he's been banned. So definitely stuff going on. I don't know if anyone else has any strong feelings on the situation.
I'd love to see what his Bet365 account looks like.
Yeah, do we know what the bets were? Was he?
So he's definitely been confirmed apparently of being betting on AC Milan.
I really think that what annoys me about people getting caught about betting now in football, we need more terminologies to been put in case, because the saying they've been done for betting is too broad a thing when some people are betting in the same country or the same team when they're not playing. You know, it needs to be. We need more specific accusations and maybe completely different terminologies, because it is fraud and / insider trading if you're betting on yourself, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if you're betting on like the Brazilian league or something like that, it doesn't. What does it fucking matter?
That's those are different. Those are different crimes, you know. So, yeah, I don't know what he was doing, but I hope whatever it is, it's very funny. Like he backed himself to score. Or
commit one foul in the first 45 minutes, straight out and boot fuck out of someone.
Yeah, do you ever hear Matt Letizia saying he used to bet on there being a throwing in the first minute when he was on centres, and used to pretend he was playing it down the line and kicked it out for a throw-in? I hope it's something like that.
That's class.
That's one legend.
That's one thing that's quite funny is I remember, Rob, when I was down in London end of last year, it was a semi-final, and we watched the Milan semi-final, and I needed 2 Tonali fouls, and he got it like proper late on in like the last 10 minutes, and I remember I won like a big wad of cash. So in my eyes, he's a legend. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah. I'd like to find out like how they find out about it. Is it like, do you reckon the betting agencies are like contacting FIFA to say that he's betting on his own games? Like how do they know? Like do they check like where do they get the information from that these guys are betting on their own games? It's got to be someone who's grassing them up, isn't it? And does that come down to, like, say, for example, if you're betting on Sky Bet, then they contact FIFA to say, oh, look, Tonali's just deposited $1,000 into his account. He's bet on a foul in the first, 10 minutes. Like, where's that information? Because they can't really, in my eyes, with this generation of GDPR and stuff like that, they can't be sharing information. Oh, he's just deposited money in his bank account. We should tell FIFA. You can't do that, can you? So someone is giving this information to FIFA, and I'd like to know where it's coming from. It's interesting.
Yeah. I think what he's been accused of is illegal gambling as well. I'm not sure than the gambling rules in Italy, but it's like illegal gambling. So I imagine has happened is someone who's probably running the illegal gambling has been caught, and he's like, "Gone, give me a less of a sentence, and I'll tell you which elite footballers have been gambling as part of my group or something."
I imagine rings and stuff like.
We're purely speculating now, but I think that's probably what has happened, or something along those lines, where someone else has got in trouble and they've just thrown Tonali under the bus. But Tonali apparently was the one sharing the app around. He's like me. He's like that guy who you tell you're trying to have less bets, and he's the one sharing your screenshots, being like, "Oh yeah, but have you seen this one?" So we've all got mates like that. That sounds like what Tonali was like.
That's how he got caught there. He's a fucking idiot.
You got sponsors everywhere in football, haven't you? Bet365 and Boost and crap like that. What's the matter if a player does it? It's all right for FIFA to promote it on adverts and get money from adverts for all betting agencies. But then if a player's sharing it around on their social media, they get shit for it. But I guess if it's directly reporting on your game and you're like, oh, everyone should bet on this today, someone to get a yellow card, etc. Yeah, it's a strange one, I think.
Yeah, it is. I agree with James. I think Milan definitely knew about it. I was really surprised when he went to Newcastle, because I was so surprised that Milan let go of him, because he's like a local legend there, right? He came through the ranks of Milan and stuff. Like he's like their star boy, though. I mean, but definitely explains it. They were probably like, right, can't be asked to deal with this. Newcastle can deal with it, but Newcastle suing Milan, aren't they? Yeah. They're preparing a lawsuit against Milan.
To be fair, FIFA should be stepping in now. Surely, if anyone's got FIFA, someone's got to step in and be like, right, let's say it's a 4-year contract for that amount. He's out for a year. They get at least a quarter back, at least, just, do you know what I mean? Without even, but obviously that's not what's going to happen, because football don't work that easy. But that's what should happen. But also the other thing is, because apparently he was homesick, then he now he's got to train for 10 months in Newcastle in the cold, wet north of England without playing games. This is not going to end well. He's going to be back in Italy by summer 2025. 100%.
Interesting take.
Release, somehow get released from his contract, but yeah, going back to what you just said about, like I said, if Newcastle sue them, let's be fair, Newcastle's financial backing, they'll absolutely demolish AC Milan somehow.
Yeah, maybe they should just stop betting.
Yeah, could just get enough money, don't you, at the end of the day. You got a couple $100,000 a week, like, and then you check a couple of bets on.
Yeah. They're putting the fucking 25-fold Aki on fiber on, like getting fuming when it's not coming in. I feel you, brother.
Yeah. With 1 week's wages on it, like $100,000. Oh, can't believe my 25-fold didn't come in. Bastards.
Yeah.